Hey there, I'm Mike Secord with Coach's Corner with Mike. It's good to have you here. I want to start with a question today. And I need you to actually think about this one. Don't just scroll past it. What are you working toward? Not what are you working to get away from. Not what are you trying to escape. Not what problem are you trying to solve. What are you working toward? Because here's what I see, and I see it a lot, especially right now, especially in this market. Agents who are working hard, they're grinding, pushing, they're doing the activities. But if I sit them down and I say okay, let's say you get out of this stretch. The pipeline is full. The pressure is off. The market shifts. What does your life look like? They don't have an answer. And that's all I needed. That's not a strategy problem. That right there is a vision problem, a direction problem. You've been so focused on getting out of something that you forgot to decide what you're getting into. I'll tell you about a conversation that I had with a client not too long ago. This client that I've been working with for several months, this person is a grinder. When I say go get busy, they went and got busy. No excuses, just all execution. And two things started to turn. Their pipeline got moving, the calls were coming in, the closings were happening. And when we got on a call with them one day, they just sounded flat. Not frustrated, not panicked, just flat. And I said, what's going on? They said, I don't know. I'm doing the work. Things are better. But it still doesn't feel right. And I asked them one question. I said, when you imagined getting out of where you were 6 months ago, what did you picture you were getting into? What was on the other side? There was a long pause. And they said, honestly, I just picture the pressure being gone. And that right there told me all kinds of things. They had been running away from something, but they hadn't really built a vision of anything to run toward. They'd achieved phase one. They hadn't even started phase two. Does it sound like you? Here's what I want to teach you today. I call it the 3 phases of freedom. And I want you to hear this because wherever you are right now, in this market, in your life, in your business, one of these 3 phases is exactly where you are. And knowing which one changes everything. So phase one is freedom from. This is where most agents are right now. This is the I just want the pressure off phase. I just want the pipeline to move. I just want the anxiety to lift. I just want to not feel like I'm behind. And listen, there is nothing wrong with wanting freedom from. That's where change starts. That's actually the healthy response to misalignment. Last week I said, pressure is information. But here's the problem. Freedom from is not a destination. It's just a door. If you never walk through it and into something, you just stand in the doorway. And I see agents do this all the time. They fight their way out of a hard stretch. They get some momentum going. And then because they never defined what they were building, they drift. And slowly, quietly, the pressure comes back because they're not building toward anything. They're just maintaining. Okay, so phase 2 is freedom 2. This is where the game changes. Freedom 2 means you've stopped defining your life by what you're running from, and you started defining it by what you're running toward. Not the absence of stress, the presence of something that you're moving toward. What does your ideal week look like? Not your ideal escape, but your ideal life. Who are you serving? Why does it matter to you? What does showing up fully in this business make possible? Not just financially, but in your family, your identity, your sense of purpose. That's freedom 2. And the people I coach who actually break through, who get to a genuinely different level, they're operating in phase 2. They're not motivated by fear. They're motivated by vision. That's the shift. And then they move into phase 3, which is freedom. And this is living it consistently, fully aligned with who you are, what you do, and why you do it. It's not perfect, but it's clear and it's moving. But most people never get there because they spend years in phase 1 running from pressure, getting out of one hard stretch, and slowly drifting into the next. And they never stop to ask, what am I actually building here? Clarity before production every single time. You've got to know what you're building before you build it. So here's your challenge for this week. And I'm serious. Don't let this one slide. I want you to write down one sentence, not a paragraph, not a full vision board, one sentence. And it starts something like this. I am building a life where ... where freedom from this thing, the thing that you're escaping. What is it you're escaping? I'm building a life for that. That one sentence is about freedom 2. Freedom 2, what's on the other side? Don't give me that generic answer. Don't tell me you want to make more money, but go deeper. What does freedom actually look like for you? Get specific, get personal. Because when you know that, when you can say it out loud without flinching, everything you do starts pointing towards it. And when pressure shows up, and it will, you won't be asking any longer, how do I get through this? You'll be asking, is this part of what I'm building? And that's a completely different place to operate from. If you want help getting that clarity, I built something specifically for you. It's called the Alignment Scorecard. It's free. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes. It's 15 questions. And at the end, you'll get a personalized breakdown of what's actually holding you back. Not generic, but something specific to you. Comment alignment below or go to mikesecor.com/alignment right now. And if you want to take it to the next step even further, and you want to sit down and actually turn that one sentence into a real plan, book a call with me right there on that page. I would love to help you get there. I want to leave you with something real. I know what my freedom from looked like before I even started Coach's Corner. Before I understood any of this, I was in phase one, just trying to get through, surviving the pressure. And when the pressure finally lifted, I was lost because I never answered the real question. The question isn't, how do I get out of this? The question is, what am I stepping into? That's the difference between surviving and building. You don't have to keep running from the one thing that's holding you back, but you have to start running toward the something you really want. And that right there is where everything changes. I love you guys. See you next Wednesday.